Good evening, good afternoon, good wherever you are. This is Sunday Streaming, the weekly broadcast where I take your comic book or life-related questions. Doesn't necessarily have to be about comics, but we just kind of shoot the shit. Usually in the morning, we're drinking coffee, things like that. I hope everybody is doing
So under
well,
the category
and
of
that is the advertisement kicking in for some stupid reason. But yeah, we're just gonna shoot the shit. Like always, gonna see how many people start pouring in a few minutes. Oh man, what a week. It has been an interesting week. Just in general, just with life and everything that's going on right now. So, hope everybody is doing well, as always. Gonna wait for the chatty chat to pour in. Yeah, all that good stuff. What up, Jax? Already see 7 people jumping in. I hope you're doing well, buddy. I'm good, man. I'm good. Really good, actually. What up, Fantastic Four novels? 10 people. Man, you guys are just pouring in. Good deal. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy this. Double toasted reference. Yes, it is. That is definitely a double toasted reference. Love double toasted. One of my favorite online podcasts. I'm glad you caught that. I love them. I've been listening to them since the Spill days. But Harold, you don't like much. You tend to be a very hateful little person. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Watching Full Metal Alchemist. What? Wow. Is this your first time watching Full Metal? I would assume it is. Are you watching the dub or the sub? That's the big question. Because I am a person that I personally prefer the dub. I love the dub of Full Metal Alchemist. I think it's great. Dun, 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 dun. Sub. Hey, there we go. Now you're doing it right. If you're watching Full Metal Alchemist, wait, sub? Oh, damn. No, I'm sorry. I prefer the dub. Full Metal Alchemist is one of those that I prefer the actual sub, the actual dub. God damn it, I can't get it right. The actual dub over the subtitles. And usually I'm a subtitle guy. When I watch animes like Akira or when I watch let's see, Samurai Champloo or something like that, I have to watch subtitled. I'm even playing. I'm playing Final Fantasy, the newest one. Not that great, in my opinion, but I'm playing it subtitled. I just think it looks better. The lip reading is more in sync and things like that. Overall, I just find it to be a better experience. No, you know, I haven't seen the Attack on Titan dubbed yet. I've seen it subtitled. We're supposed to get a second season of Attack on Titan. I think it's this summer, but they've been saying that shit for a long time. Like they've been saying, yeah, Attack on Titan, the new season's coming out soon. I'm like, when the fuck is it coming out? How do you feel about Ben Affleck pulling out of directing duties for Batman? Me and Jess, actually, we went at length about this. This was last week on the news show. On the Patreon news show, me and Jess, we talked about this for a good solid 10 minutes. That's a good question. I see it as a number of different things. I see it maybe as Ben Affleck saying, kind of easing his way, and the fans are saying, I don't really want to do this anymore. Batman vs. Superman wasn't exactly what I thought it was. It wasn't really what I signed up for. It didn't turn out as great as I thought it could have, and I'm going to step down from everything. Or it could be that it's just too big, because he's also writing it, he's also going to be acting in it, and he's also going to be directing in it. Think about that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for one man. So I could see him going, look, this project is just way too big for me. I'm not going to be able to direct wearing the Batman suit around the entire camera crew and around the stages and stuff like that. It's too much. So get somebody who is confident, who's a good director, and will work with them. But you got to also think that as big of a director and as big of an actor as Ben Affleck is, he's gonna have a lot of pull as to what goes down on that set. He's gonna be the guy that's gonna be like, no, this is wrong, this is good, this is right, I don't like this at all. He's gonna have a lot of surprise if Ben Affleck has final say in how the cut goes. all things point to the rumors and speculation and things like that that we've all read online. They all point to the fact that they basically want to do Arkham Asylum. They want Batman locked in Arkham Asylum. The pitch that I heard was that it's basically like Die Hard. So that's gonna be badass if they pull it off. And you don't need. Here's the thing: you don't need a big budget. You want to know my pick for the Batman movie? If it's gonna be like Arkham Asylum, you get the guy from The Raid to do it. Gareth Evans, I believe is his name. Gareth Edwards. Get him to do it because we saw what the guy can do on a shoestring budget, and The Raid is fucking awesome. And it's basically just a bunch of guys inside of a building. That's really all you need. You get that guy to film that, and you're golden. And let him do whatever the fuck he wants. And I think it'll be just a badass film. That's your boy. That's the guy who, right now, if I was at DC, I would be calling that guy and going, look, whatever we have to do to get you to do a Batman movie and to do it in the style of The Raid, just tone down a little bit, we will do it. Yeah, for those of you that never seen The Raid, it's an Indonesian martial arts film, and it is incredible. It is amazing. You have to watch. Just watch the trailer for The Raid. It's one of the best martial arts film I've ever seen. It's amazing. How do you feel? Okay. Have you watched Digimon Try yet? Are you even into Digimon? No, I'm not into Digimon. I was as a kid. I used to be huge into Digimon as a kid. I saw the movie like 10 times as a kid. I used to have the cards. I used to play the video games. I was really big into Digimon. I was always more of a Pokemon fan as a kid versus Digimon, but I still love Digimon anyway. What makes Preacher my favorite comic series? Does it even come close? Okay, I'm gonna dive into I'm gonna dive into a little bit of my personal life story real quick, and it's just gonna be a quick thing. Back in like 2010, whatever. I was going through a rough patch in life, and I was basically for those of you that know, I'm an atheist. I was really just going through a rough patch, and I kept saying, "Why God? Why God? Why God?" and all this other stuff. And yeah, I know I'm not gonna get on this. I don't want anybody to jump on me with their beliefs or anything like that. I respect everybody's belief, all that other stuff. And I read Preacher, and in many ways, it kind of opened my mind where I was just like, you know what? I just don't care anymore. Like in my mind, I had just given up. I was like, there really is no God. And since then, just me personally, this doesn't work for everybody. I've overall have been happier because I grew up in a fundamentally super strict Christian home. And that stuff was always implanted on me. You go to church Sunday, you wait until abstinence, you have abstinence until marriage and all this other stuff. And in all honesty, I just got tired of it. I got tired of the stress of trying to live up to this image. And I just said, you know what? I'm done. And Preacher was a big part of that, just on a personal level, where I was like, wow, this whole story with Jesse Custer trying to find God and trying to ask him, like, why is the world this way? I can relate to that in so many ways. And that's part of it. What's the sex of the baby? Okay, so I'm gonna say something because I think I'm far enough away from the situation. It's been a few months. We unfortunately lost the child. So yeah, that happened in November. So no, don't send me messages or anything like that. We're far enough away from the situation that I can actually speak about this openly. It was a tragic moment. It was very sad, and we lost the child. So that's really all I want to talk about as far as that subject matter. So there's that. You should watch Summer Wars. It was made by the same guy who directed the Digimon movie. Are you gonna buy Train to Busan? I don't know what that is. You just got Exo Manowar. What should I pick up next? Harbinger. If you haven't read Harbinger, I absolutely recommend you read Harbinger. Brilliant, brilliant series. Love it. But back on the subject of Preacher, I think it's just also, it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and I love the character of Jesse Custer. Jesse Custer, in many ways, in not everything, but in many ways, he's something that I aspire to be, because Jesse Custer is so certain of his morals. He knows where his moral compass is. He knows who he is in the grand scheme of the world, and he does not waver from that for 60 plus issues. That's what I love so much about this character. That's one of the things that I didn't like about the first season of Preacher. I've only seen the first like 5 episodes, but in the first season of Preacher, Jesse's very unsure of himself. He's a character that he really doesn't know where he's going, and he's lost. Jesse Custer in the comics is not like that. In the comics, Jesse is very firm on his morals, and he knows where he is in life, and he knows what he wants. And come or hell high water, he's going to get it. What single issues have you been reading? I've been reading Saga. What else have I been reading single issue wise? Not too much. I had to pare down on single issues just because of bills and stuff like that. Trying to save some money. So let's do a little bit of a unwrapping here. What do you guys think is in this little bad boy? Amazon packaging. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm gonna open it. Oh, I'm not gonna reveal it yet. Hey, Avi, how's it going, man? I'll tell you in a second. Good morning, Graphic Noir. How are you, pal? Is it a paperback? Yes, it is a paperback. No, it's not Valiant. I wish it was food. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I'm very hungry right now, actually. It's not a hardcover. A Greg Land book. I would not desecrate my bookshelf with something from Greg Land. It would not go well. Is it Kill or Be Killed? No. Did you watch Red Dwarf in the US? Any thoughts of it? I have not watched Red Dwarf. Is it DC? No. Drink a Diet Coke. I'm not big on Diet Coke. In your opinion, what is the best Batman graphic novel? Are you talking about just strictly graphic novel, or are you talking about just comic in general? Vision? No, I've already read Vision. Pop Vinyl? Nope. Sheriff of Babylon? No, actually, but I got Sheriff of Babylon Volume 2 in an in-stock trades haul that I'm going to put a video up pretty soon. I'm hyped for Greg Land. Manga. Yes, it is manga, actually. Good guess. I probably just gave it away. Good morning, Sindri. People are really starting to pour in now. Are you seeing Lego Batman movie this Friday? I want to see Lego Batman. I really do. Mostly because it looks like it's the only Batman that I'm going to actually enjoy over the next few years. Riley's Evil Riley Stories. No. Fix. No. Akira. There we go. Somebody got it. It's the volume 5 of Akira that I'm going to be reviewing tomorrow. So that means I'm going to have to pour through this sumbitch today. So that's what I'm going to be doing after I finish this live stream. I'm going to eat breakfast and probably go to a little Cuban place down the road to get a nice sandwich and read Akira. So that's going to be fun. Good stuff. Volume 5, yeah, we are 5 volumes in to Akira, which means we are 2 volumes away from finishing the series and me giving you a final verdict on what do I think of it. I hope you guys have been enjoying the Akira series. I know it's been a video series and not many people have been watching, but those of you that have been watching and reading along with me, I hope you guys have been enjoying it. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, let me know. What song is better, Stand By or Lean On Me? Lean On Me. How long will it take me to complete this volume? About hour and a half. I could fly through this thing. It is. It's just 6 volumes. There's this volume and volume 6. So there's only 2 volumes that I have to do. No, you misunderstood me. Have you ever read the New Mutants run from the 90s? I have not. Have I ever read Luther Strode? Yes, Luther Strode is fucking awesome. I still need to get the last volume of Luther Strode, but I love it. Can you show off the new X-Men Omni if you have one? I don't have it. I have it in trade paperbacks. I have the Ultimate Collections. My view on European comics. Love them or hate them. I am not opposed to them. I just don't pay too much attention to European comics. That's on me. I probably should broaden my horizons a little bit more, and I probably should start reading more European comics. There's a huge market for that, and a lot of that stuff is brilliant. But it's just something that doesn't really speak to me on a personal level. You know? How good is Luther Strode? Luther Strode is fucking so much fun, man. God. I think Travel Foreman, something like that, is the one that does the art, and the art is amazing. It's such a good read. Why should I buy the Akira box set? Well, I can't give away my full review of Akira just yet because I haven't finished the series, but thus far, it's probably one of the best mangas that I've ever read, and the box set is going to come with all 6 volumes. The first few pages are going to be in color. They are actually reprinting it in the original direction because most manga reads from right to left. You're actually going right to left because that's how it is in Japan. That's how they read, and it keeps the original format. Now, the publishers of this, the Kodansha Comics, they actually publish this from left to right. So they're actually going to go back and restore it in the original format. Kind of a purist. I know a lot of purists out there, they prefer it that way. So there's that. Plus, it's going to look badass on your shelf, I would assume. What are my thoughts on Resident Evil Biohazard? That's a good question. I actually finished it. I finished Biohazard on Friday. Overall, really good. Really, really freaking good. I enjoyed the hell out of the new Resident Evil. It was a blast to play through. It was a lot of fun. A bit too long for me, believe it or not. I'm more of a person that I like a tight script. I would rather have a tight 7-hour game versus a longer padded out 10-hour game. And towards the end, I felt that it did get padded out just a little bit, especially the section on the boat, without giving away too much. Although that stuff was like, oh my god, there's so much backtracking, so much going back and forth. That's not for me. Yeah, it's definitely coming back to the roots. It's definitely a return to form in a lot of ways, and I love that about it. I really did. It's because Resident Evil for the longest time was a series that I was just like, oh my god, I'm done with this series. I don't want anything to do about it. And they changed so much, but they kept it true to its roots that I was very much impressed. It was fun. It was definitely fun, and it's definitely one of those games that I'm not a person that gets scared easily. But fuck if that grandmother didn't scare the shit out of me during a few scenes. Where you just like, she just randomly shows up out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? She was the creepiest thing in there. Akira was released from Dark Horse. That is true. But there are also Marvel Comics. There are single issues that have never been collected that the entire story of Akira is in color. Am I hyped for the new Mass Effect? You want to know the God's honest truth? I'm actually more excited for Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm actually more excited for the new Legend of Zelda, which they all come out like within the same week. And I've got a Nintendo Switch already pre-ordered. I'm actually more excited for those games than the new Mass Effect. I think I'm going to wait on Mass Effect. And I was a huge Mass Effect junkie, but I was burned on Mass Effect 3, so I'm going to hold off on that. You just played Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. Wow. That's really old school, the GameCube. Man. I played Resident Evil 4 on the Wii back in the day with the controllers and stuff like that. Oh, Breath of the Wild looks astounding. I cannot wait for Breath of the Wild. That trailer, that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild trailer is incredible. The one that they released a few months ago for the Nintendo Direct is just breathtaking. The music swells and it's just, oh my gosh. It looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait. Mario Odyssey. It's a bit weird that they have humans mixing in with Mario. It just looks out of place right now. It's like Mario's looking at him like, what the fuck are you? And they look at him like, oh my gosh. So what does that tell Mario's people? They mean, are they just midgets? Are they like, I shouldn't say midgets, little people, I guess is the correct nomenclature. I don't know. These days, everybody's so overly sensitive about everything that I just don't want to offend anybody. Yeah, Akira was released from Dark Horse first. Italians. Italians are not. I actually have quite a few Italians in my family. We love our pasta. What's my opinion on the new Alpha Flight Omnibus? I actually passed on the new Alpha Flight Omnibus, and I passed on the Wonder Woman Absolute because of money, but I've seen pictures of it. That sucker is huge, and for $50, you're getting a lot of comics in it. Which I was actually tempted to put in a second order this week because, goodness, that Absolute Wonder Woman looks amazing. It's beautiful. What's your favorite main character in comics, not from DC and Marvel? Jesse Custer. Jesse Custer is my favorite character in comics, not from DC or Marvel. Love Jesse Custer. Dude's awesome. Love Jesse Custer. He's a badass, man. Just all around one of the best guys in comics. But yeah, back on subject. The Alpha Flight Omnibus, I've seen pictures of it. It's really big, cool cover, but I've never read Alpha Flight, and I've got a lot of respect for John Byrne. I've read a few things here and there, but I've never read like one of his seminal runs, so that may be a reason why I just never picked it up. Am I going to get the East of West year 2? I'm definitely going to. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to get East of West year 2. There's no question about that. I love East of West. I love the first volume. The first volume of East of West is great. The first deluxe hardcover edition is one of the best things that I've read in a long time from Image Comics. It's really good. And that's me coming from somebody that I've always been kind of lukewarm with Hickman. Hickman's not a guy that I've loved everything he writes, but East of West I think is the best thing he's ever one of the best things that he's writing right now. Is Neil Adams really that mean? I can't comment on that. I've never met him. Yeah, Garth Ennis writes some amazing characters. He really gets, he really understands what it means to be a guy and have, you know, a friend and things like. He gets that relationship down that almost, I think, better than any writer. That kind of bromance, I think, is the best way to put it. He really understands that. He also writes some of the best war stories that I've ever read. An incredibly talented writer. Are you watching The Expanse? I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Is the story to 100 Bullets good? I was lukewarm on 100 Bullets. Gabe loves it. Gabe loves the series, but for me, 100 Bullets just never stuck. It was something that I tried it. Did not stick with me. I don't know what it was. I just could not get into it. Hellboy Library or Goon Library? Hellboy Library. Absolutely, Hellboy Library. Yeah, somebody ruined the twist for me for Moonshine, whoever it was. Thanks for that. I didn't know it was about something else. Well, Daredevil being a Catholic playing a larger part in his comics, did Daredevil appeal to you more or less after you became an atheist? Assuming you were a Daredevil fan before. No, my religion before and my religion now, being an atheist, has nothing to do with my connection to Daredevil. I just like the character of Daredevil. As a kid, I always loved the character of Daredevil, and I thought he was badass. Growing up, though, I grew a connection more through Daredevil's mental illness, because as many of you know, I have chronic depression, I have chronic anxiety, and like a bunch of different other mental things that I've got going on. And in that sense, I connect with Daredevil, because no matter what happens in Daredevil's life, he gets the shit kicked out of him. Life beats him down, but he always comes back for more. So in that sense, on that personal level, I always relate to the character. His religion has no effect on my opinion of him or my actual connection to him. Yeah, well, I don't read promos. I just stay away from promos and all that stuff. I didn't know that it was about what it was about. Bendis or Brubaker's Daredevil? Really good questions today, guys. Bendis or Brubaker's Daredevil? I'm gonna go and say this is actually a really hard one because without Bendis, you don't have Brubaker. But Brubaker really, really took the stories and the initial setup of what Bendis did, and he ran with it. But I'm gonna have to go with Bendis. The Eternaut, can you review it? It's phenomenal. I don't have it. I don't have it on me. I know. Go check out Will from Nerd Ventures review on it. The guy talks about it for like a good 40 minutes to almost an hour. That's just his style. That's how he does things. Check it out. He reviewed it. It looks really interesting. It looks really good. I want to sit down and I want to read it. It's just with my back catalog and with work and with everything else going on in my life right now. I just don't have the time at the moment to sit down with it or the money. Hey, Luke. How you doing, pal? Oh, I love Sean Murphy's work. Absolutely love Sean Murphy's work. Have you read Tokyo Ghost? If yes, then what do you think of it? I've read the first volume of Tokyo Ghost. I really dug it. Not my favorite Rick Remender work. But overall, it's solid. I definitely want to see the ending of it. Giovanni Menendez from A Week in Geekdom. And I'm plugging like everybody that I know that has comic book YouTube channels. Giovanni Menendez from A Week in Geekdom. If you haven't checked out his channel, he reviewed the second volume of it recently, and he said he loved it. I can't wait for the deluxe edition of it because oversized Sean Murphy artwork is amazing. It's good stuff. You gonna watch Powerless? No. Those, I don't watch. God, I'm gonna sound like such a fucking hipster. I don't watch too much TV. I don't. I don't have cable in the house. I'm not big on binge watching I'm not big on binge watching and sitting in front of the couch for like 12 to 10 hours because I just feel like I've lost my day. A series has to be really good for me to do that. An example of that is Stranger Things. Stranger Things, me and my girl, we finished it in the span of 2 days. But that's a very rare thing. And most of the Marvel Netflix series I binge in like 2 or 3 days just because every jackass on the internet is online talking about it and spoiling it, and I just don't want anything ruined. So I've always been told Iron Fist is awful from friends. Your friends are lying to you and you need new friends. I just today read a synopsis and I think it sounds phenomenal. If you have read it, is the omnibus worth picking up? I'm assuming you're talking about the Matt Fraction omnibus, and hell yes, it's absolutely worth picking up. Absolutely. Matt Fraction's run on Iron Fist is great. It's basically kind of like Mortal Kombat. It's such a good run. It's so much fun. I loved his run. Yeah, it's Matt Fraction and Ed Brubaker, and you kind of have to wonder who's doing the heavy lifting, Fraction or Brubaker. Fraction is a writer that he's solid. He's solid, but I don't know what the hell is up with him. I know he's a busy guy, but he tends to have so many delays on almost all of his damn books. I don't know what the fuck is up with this guy. And it's a shame, too, because I was reading Sex Criminals on the monthly, and I had the deluxe edition hardcover, and then, like, at issue 13 or 14, it just stopped coming out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, Fraction? And then he's writing some weak-ass stuff called Odyssey, which I've tried reading it. This is my opinion, by the way. If you like it, that's perfectly fine. But he's writing some weak-ass stuff called Odyssey, and I'm like, I just don't care about this. This does not... It's not that great. I personally think it's not that great. And Satellite Sam, I never read it, so I don't have an opinion on Satellite Sam. Fraction is a guy, man, where I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing, dude. I really don't. You were on top of the world for a while. You had Hawkeye, you had Sex Criminals. They were coming out, and then delay after delay after delay. I know Sex Criminals is coming back, but he was riding off of Sex Criminals for a while. And the hype on that just seems to have just like gone down because they just haven't been putting out the work. Do you know a place where I could buy cheap comics for international shipping? I don't. I know a lot of the guys overseas, they don't have it in stock trades, so they just buy it off of Amazon. I don't think Fraction is overrated necessarily. I don't see. I love his Hawkeye run. He's got some really good stuff out. His Hawkeye run is good. His Hawkeye run is really good, actually. And in a lot of ways, a lot of the tone for what Marvel Comics is doing right now is owed to his Hawkeye run. It's really good. His Iron Fist is good, but then you also have to wonder, he's also got Brubaker helping him write it, so who's, carrying a lot of the weight in that, that type of stuff. Oh, yeah, Kelly Sue DeConnick. For those of you who don't know, Mad Fraction is married to Kelly Sue DeConnick, who she writes Bitch Planet. She writes she was writing Captain Marvel for a while. I don't find any of her writing that great. I just, as a personal preference, I don't like her writing. It's just me. I don't think anything she's written ever has really ever grabbed me. I tried getting into Pretty Deadly. The art is gorgeous, but I don't know what the fuck is going on in the story. It just seemed like a jumbled, nonsensical mess to me trying to read it. I was like, this makes no sense to me. I understand why people have an appeal towards her and her writing, and she wrote Captain Marvel and rejuvenated that character, Carol Danvers, for a new generation, and that's great. That is fucking awesome, but I tried reading her Captain Marvel run, and it just did nothing for me. Do you have any clue about Brian Michael Bendis' crime noir omnibus? It has been pushed a couple of times. I don't know anything about it. Have I read Aquaman Rebirth? I have not, but I really want to. Have you read Love is Love? Is it worth it? I'm going to be honest. I plan to do a video on Love is Love. It's only $6, guys. If you have not seen Love is Love, I actually have it on the shelf back here. Or, hold on. No, I've got it right here. Yeah, here we go. Love is Love. I'm gonna have a personal bias towards Love is Love simply because I live in Orlando. For those of you that don't know, Love is Love is a series of one-page comics by DC and IDW. And in Love is Love, they tell stories about gay people, about gays, and just love in general and acceptance and things like that. I haven't read this yet. I'm looking forward to it, but the list of just people working on this is astounding. Proceeds to this actually go to help the victims of the Orlando Pulse shooting. I have a lot of friends that they were in many ways, and I also have a personal connection as to what happened at the Orlando Pulse shooting. They were personally affected by this. So the proceeds to this go to help them out. It's great comics. Guys, check this out, really. It's only about like $6 on his stock trades, and it helps out a lot of people. Did I get the Realm of Kings Omnibus? Yes, a preview video for the Realm of Kings Omnibus should be going out today. But listen to the creators in this. Phil Jimenez, Kat Stagg, Steve Orlando, Gail Simone, Matt Bomer, Paul Dini, Morgan Spurlock, Ming Doyle, Joe Kelly, Jay Edian, Jonathan Hickman, Brian Michael Bendis, Mark Bernardine, Marguerite Bennett, Ed Lukes, Matt Wagner, Jason Aaron, Jason Latour, James Asmus, Mark Millar, Paul Jenkins, Sina Grace, Philip Tan, G. Willow Wilson, Jose Villarubia, Taran Killam, Jim Lee, Anak Judd Winnick, Mike Carey, P. Craig Russell, Brad Meltzer, Patton Oswalt, Donna Barr, Carla Speed, Mikkel, and many more. These are just a few of the writers that wrote one-page stories in here, and I urge you guys to check this out. Really, really good stuff. And it's for a good cause. Hour of Zombie is a good manga. You should read it. It has a twist on zombies. Ooh, I'm intrigued. Vlagmar Ku, can you please tell me a great starting point for a new reader? Because I tried the all-known starting points, but it seems they don't click with me. My next advice to you is, what are you into? Like, are you into sci-fi? Are you into horror? Are you into Batman? Are you into Superman? I need a little bit more advice so I could point you in a direction, because you telling me that doesn't really give me much. I need somewhere to go off of. Would you consider making a Discord server for the fans to talk on? I don't know what that is. My wife loves graphic novels, but she hasn't found anything she really likes except for Blackest Night. Could you recommend something that you think she'd enjoy? She was thinking Miss Marvel. I'm assuming you're talking about Miss Marvel from Kamala Khan. If that's the case, then absolutely. I think she would really dig Miss Marvel from Kamala Khan. I also need to know your wife, what your wife likes. You like fantasy. If you like fantasy, I recommend Rat Queens. Rat Queens is good. You could start with Saga. You could start with Saga then. Yeah, Saga's also a really good comic to get your wife into. But Saga can also get really raunchy and a bit dirty, so I don't know if she's into that. But it's a really great series. I love Rat Queens. Rat Queens is so good. Saga's not for everybody, man. There's some things in Saga where I'm just like, oh my gosh. You've never heard of Discord? No, I'm an old man. She's into superhero stories, fun and not real heady. She tried Saga but hated it. Huh. If she's into superhero stories, then Miss Marvel would definitely be the way for her to go. It's very accessible. You don't need to know anything about it. She might get a kick out of it. Give her the first trade and see how it goes. Jess, what are you doing? Stop yawning, Jess. Meh. The Omni Dog. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Silver Fox is in the chat room. Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought completely. Thank you, Jess. All right, we were talking about we were talking about fantasy comics. Somebody's asking about fantasy comics. And to be honest, I don't know too many fantasy comics. Bone is a great fantasy comic, but it's a bit for younger audiences. Am I in Goodreads? No, I'm not. I am not in Goodreads. I don't have a Goodreads account. Trying to think what other fantasy comics. Let's take a look what we got back here in the old shelf. Boxers and Saint is a really good one. Boxers and Saint is a really good one, and it's about the Boxer Rebellion. I like that about a lot. Sandman does count as a fantasy. Jess is asking me what's a whale that I'm looking for right now. I had one the other day, and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I would really like to have that, but I don't. Oh, I know. The Silver Surfer Omnibus. The Silver Surfer Omnibus is my #1 whale at the moment. Is there some good comics with good art and story? Yes, a lot of Image stuff is good right now. Is the Deadpool minibus a quality read? I don't know. I haven't read it. Am I going to get Gaiman's new book, Norse Gods? Yes, I plan to get Neil Gaiman's new book, Norse Gods. Ooh, I've got another whale that I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for, and I sold it off a few months ago like an idiot, but I needed the money. I'm looking for the Punisher Max Omnibus by Jason Aaron. Yeah, I'm curious because Gaiman is doing what he does best. He's writing about gods. That's been Gaiman's bit for like the past 20, 30 years. He's just good at it. Mr. Jess, would you like to join me in the chat this morning to answer some questions if you're not too busy or if you don't have anything going on? Are you going to read Dark Horse's adaptation of American Gods? I want to. Have I read Day Tripper? It's one of my favorite comics. I love Day Tripper. I absolutely adore Day Tripper. Yeah, Dark Horse, for those of you that don't know, is doing American Gods right now. They plan to adapt it into comic format. I think it's before or after the release of the TV show. That's fine, Jess. We'll talk later. We're doing the news show. I have plans to do the news show later if everything goes well and nothing too bad happens. So he's out of surgery, by the way, Jess. He's doing well. All right, so Jess, you want to join in the chat? Okay. Let me send you the chat link. Give me a second. Okay. There you go, Jess. I sent you the chat link. How did you feel about the Preacher TV series? I only got 5 episodes in, but I thought it was okay at best. I wasn't sold on it. I have definitely big problems with the character of Jesse Custer. Not the actor. I think the actor is doing the best with what he's got, and he's a great actor. If you haven't seen the movie Devil's Double, absolutely see the movie Devil's Double. He plays Uday Hussein, which is Saddam Hussein's son, and he does dual roles in that movie, and it's great. The life experience of the Omnidog is coming in. Yes, it is. Ooh. Did you read Harrow County? I know it's been optioned for a show. Did you like it? And did you think it would translate well into a show? That's actually a really good question for Jess Bragg, who's going to be jumping on in a few minutes. Jess has read Harrow County. He's recommended it a lot. He loves Harrow County. He's told me I should read it. Harrow County. Thoughts on Nailbiter? Nailbiter is one of the best ongoing horror comics right now. Told me I should read it. Whoa! Silverfall.
I'm Harrow County right now.
Nailbiter is one of the best.
Wait a sec. Wait a sec.
I'm Harrow County right now.
Wait a sec. Wait a sec.
There we go. We're good?
All right.
We're good. Okay. How you doing, Jess?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. So somebody had a county. Wow. You can tell I just woke up. Somebody had a question that you could definitely answer. How did you feel about Harrow County, and do you think it will make a good TV show?
I read it back in floppies, so it's been a couple years, but I remember loving it, and if they can adapt it well, I think it'd be a great TV show. Mm-hmm. I think it would need to be, I don't know that they could do it on a network, or I think they'd need to do it on maybe Netflix or Showtime or something.
Ooh, a Netflix series of Harrow County. That would be good.
Yeah.
They can get away with whatever they want, because I haven't read this. Right. It gets pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it does.
It gets pretty violent.
Yeah, I don't know. TBS is doing a good job with this show called Good Behavior that has nothing to do with comic books, but it's extremely violent and sexy, and they bleep out the F word all the time. So maybe TBS could take a shot at a show like that.
You probably get away with something like that. AMC or FX could probably get away with it.
Yeah. AMC, that's a good idea. Yeah. FX, yeah, both of those are good ideas.
Even though I'm not crazy about what. Have you seen the Preacher TV show?
I haven't. I want to reread the books before I start watching it.
It's I've seen the first 5 episodes. It's a bit of a mixed bag for me. Yeah, it's because I'm a bit of a purist with Preacher, and I don't think there's any way other than HBO that they could have done that show the way that they should have done it, and it's very watered down.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, they nail Cassidy though. Like the actor they got for Cassidy is spot on. That's the one character where I'm like, okay, you got it. Kevin De La Roche says, I just woke up and I found out that this is going on right now.
I haven't hijacked the show.
Yeah,
He invited me on.
you always hijack the show. You're always the star. Jess, are you into anime and manga? He is right now, apparently.
I love anime. I just got turned on to it. I'm not into manga because I don't have the room for it. I do not want to get into manga. But I love anime. Sherlock Alexi in the Omnibus group turned me on to it. And I watched Cowboy Bebop and loved it. And now I'm watching Samurai Champloo and loving it. And I think next Matt Miranda is sending me Ghost in the Shell movie, and that's what I'm going to watch next. So yeah, I love anime. I'm brand new at it, so I can't give you a critical appraisal of it because I just love both the things I've seen. So I can't tell you if it's good or bad. I just love them both.
Yeah, manga in general is a slippery slope because before you know it, you've got a room full of like 80 volumes of one series.
I do have 3 books by Ito, the 3 scary books by Ito that I haven't read yet, but that's where I'm cutting it off.
I have to read those. The Uzumaki.
Right.
What were the other ones called? I can't remember the names right now off the top of my head. I think is the
Tomy.
Yeah.
Is the latest one that came out. And I think something, I can't think of what the other one was.
It's 6:46 a.m. Where are you? I think it's 6:46 where they live.
In Texas, it's 6:46.
Is it?
I think it's 2 hours difference than we are.
So it's Riley. It's when the sun's starting to break over there. Definitely a legit concern about manga. Dissolving Classroom just came out. I don't know anything about that. Is the Fade Out any good? I love the Fade Out.
Oh, is the Fade Out any good?
God, the Fade Out is so good.
Yeah, I gave it to my sister for Christmas. She's not a comic book fan, and she loved it.
Yeah, the Fade Out is, I would actually say, out of all the Image stuff that Brubaker's written, it's my second favorite thing that he's written for Image so far.
Wait, let me guess what your first favorite is. Let me think. Image, Brubaker, Criminal.
No,
wait, that wasn't Image. That was Icon, wasn't it?
That was Icon, but it's being reprinted at Image right now.
Oh, okay. I give up.
It's Fatale.
Oh, really? Okay. You dig that sort of H.P. Lovecraftian vibe of it?
Yeah, I've always had a fascination with like the occult and things like that. So that was right up my alley when it was coming out, and I love that series.
I loved it too.
Yeah, but Fade Out is great. Like it's really, really good.
The funny thing about when I gave my sister Fade Out was she's like, "How do you read this big book?" I said, "You don't know big books. Let me take a picture of some absolutes and the Green Lantern Omni from Jeff Johns." And she was like, "Oh my God."
You should have given her the Conan, Colossal Conan.
I will. I'll take a picture of that and show her.
No, Colossal Conan is the standard for that is pushing the binding on a book.
Yeah. Yeah, that's bigger than even Big Sin City, isn't it? I have them both next to each other, but I'm not downstairs.
I think Big Dam is actually bigger.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think Big Dam is actually a bigger book than the Colossal Conan. That's the one I was looking for. That was the whale that I was thinking about the other day that I was telling you. It was Big Dam by Sin City. I'm looking for it.
Oh, I got a copy of it. I can sell you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I found it in an LCS the other day. I don't have it. I mean, I had to pay cover for it, so it's up to you if you want to pay cover.
How much is cover?
I don't know. I'm not down in my comic book room. I just woke up, so I don't know.
I think cover for it is like $70-$80, something like that. I'm not sure.
I think it's more than that.
Is it?
For that big, thick book? Yeah, it's more than that.
I have to look at it.
Yeah, but if you decide you want it, just let me know.
I'll let you know. I can't really afford anything right now. I just the last week's haul that came in. Are you still waiting on your books, by the way?
No.
Jess was a bit bitter because his all of our books got shipped out on time, and he had to wait till the next day. Giovanni's books were shipped out before yours. He lives in Puerto Rico?
I know, but he doesn't get his for 2 weeks. So
That's
I know
true.
the one day I got him on Friday was the one day you didn't place an order. So I didn't get my books before you because you didn't place an order last week.
That's right. That's right.
And mine shipped and got picked and shipped way early.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen the Spider-Gwen hardcover?
I haven't opened the box yet. I've just seen the pictures that Brendan Donnelly posted. It looks really awesome.
Gosh, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, that's one I may take the dust cover off and display it.
Yeah, I think it looks better without the dust cover.
Yeah, I agree with that. From what I saw on the page.
Yeah, for those of you that don't have the Spider-Gwen hardcover, take the dust jacket off, man. It looks wow. But Marvel's usually been killing it Marvel's been killing it recently with the with what's under the dust jacket and their hardcovers lately.
Yeah, all their oversized hardcovers have cooler covers without the dust cover.
Mm-hmm. Really somebody wants 100 Bullets omnibus. Jess, what's the best way to make a root beer float?
Well, that's personal preference. I like my glass three quarters full of ice cream, and then I slowly pour in the root beer on top of it.
Whereas I'm more of a pour a little bit of root beer, 2 scoops of ice cream, then top it off with more root beer.
Yeah, that's a good way too.
Yeah, because you get it all at the bottom too. You get kind of like an even balance, I think.
Oh, that's a good way. That's a good way. I'm learning something here. That's a good idea.
I went to Universal Studios yesterday and we got butterbeer.
Oh, from the Harry Potter studios?
So good, but it's so terrible for you.
What is it? I mean, is it alcoholic? It's non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
Butterbeer.
It's basically like a butterscotch root beer.
Oh my God, that sounds good.
It's incredible, but it's like the amount of sugar in it is absolutely ridiculous.
I thought you were off sugar.
I was until yesterday. I will always make an exception for butterbeer. Absolutely will always make an exception for butterbeer. God, it was so good. But it's the worst thing in the world for you. Really, it is. The first time I went there, I made the stupid mistake of having 4 of them back to back.
Oh my gosh.
And then jumping on a roller coaster. Oh man, I was messed up. I was messed up completely the rest of the day. I mean, my stomach was messed up. I was about to throw up. It was terrible.
Oh dear.
Hey, Harker, just finished reading Cowboy Ninja Viking. Amazing premise, but I didn't enjoy it. I felt it fell flat. Any thoughts? I actually agree. I was not that crazy about Cowboy Ninja Viking. What about you?
I feel the same way. Yeah.
Great premise, just nothing. It didn't stick with me, and it was actually kind of a slog for me to get through it. I was like, this story it's not doing anything for me. Is Sleeper any good? Absolutely. I think it is. Have you read Sleeper?
I have. Yeah, I read it back in floppies, and so I haven't read it in a while. But yeah, I loved it a lot.
How about that ending?
Yeah.
Oh man, Brubaker, man, wow.
Yeah, I just read. Speaking. Oh no, that's Rucka. I always get Rucka and Brubaker confused. I just read this Death and the Maidens, Batman Death and the Maidens, and it's really good.
Is it? That's the deluxe edition, right?
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul is dying in it, and they show some pretty messed up stuff that they really go into his character a little bit more and how just vile and how really villainous he is. He gets involved with the Nazis and concentration camps and stuff, and I won't ruin it for anybody, but it's a really dark twist and dark turn for his character, and you see what a true villain he is once you see him in the concentration camp setting. It's worth getting. It's a really good read. It's worth getting just for that scene. Almost, you just see just how, I mean, truly what a villain he is.
Yeah. I've not to get too far, kind of shifting gears a little bit. Well, have you read? Did you ever read Doctor Strange: Trial and Torment?
I did not.
That's the one where Doctor Doom goes up against Doctor Strange, and then they have to go to hell to get Doctor Doom's mom.
Oh! I did read that.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I think I did read that. Yeah.
I loved it. That's one of my favorite Doctor Strange stories.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah, I did read that.
Like you really get feel for Doctor Doom. Like, oh my gosh, like I actually give like a damn. Like I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, he's actually got a soul somewhere in there.
I've been loving Garth Ennis's Punisher Max. I personally thought Widowmaker was a harder read than The Slavers. I disagree. Widowmaker was good though. What other questions we got? If you get Nerd Ventures on your show, it'll go. I actually liked Will's podcast, Get a Cat, Get a Horse. I miss it. I hope he brings it back. Doctor Strange Omnibus. I missed on that, and now it's gone. Is it out of print?
Gosh, I know the old school cover is out of print, but I didn't know that the regular cover was out of print too.
Yeah, the Ditko cover's been out of print for a long time though.
Yeah, let me check Amazon and see.
Is the Alex Ross cover gone too?
I don't know. I will find out in 1 second.
Ugh, let me get my charger here. I mean, with the popularity of the movie, it doesn't surprise me if it is.
Gosh, it is.
Really? Already?
Yeah, it's not expensive on Amazon, but it is out of print. The Alex Ross cover.
That went quick.
Boy, it really did.
That only lasted a few months.
And the Ditko cover is not expensive either, but they're both out of print. Wow. Boy, that didn't last.
Yeah, well, I'm looking right now, and the variant Ditko cover is going on eBay for about $80, or best offer.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to sell it for $150. Man, I'll be damned. I didn't know it was out of print. That went really quick. Marvel seems to be publishing less and less for these omnibuses now.
You're right. Next Prelude of War of Kings is going to go in about a week.
Yeah, the rate they're publishing, it's ridiculous. But have you looked at the Realm of Kings dust jacket yet?
I haven't pulled everything out of the box, but I saw what you posted.
It's like they're not even trying. They don't even care anymore.
Yeah, I know. They both look weird together. You'd think they'd try and well, I guess that requires too much thought, but you'd think I would have loved it if the trilogy was some kind of continuous thing on the spines.
Like
They're
I
not
don't
even remotely close.
I don't mind Annihilation and Annihilation Conquest not being the same as the other three books because they're their own thing and they do match.
Yeah.
But the three King books, I'm like, what the hell? Like you couldn't get any type of sequencing in that?
Especially when they're supposed to be read together.
Right. I mean, I can't even start reading it until the last book comes out in May, you know? Because I'm a sucker for continuity.
Yeah.
Are you holding out, or are you trying to jump on that right now?
Oh no, I'm gonna wait till it comes out.
The prequel?
Yeah. And then I've decided I'm devoting the entire summer to reading the entire Hellboy Mignola-verse. I'm going to download the chart, and I'm going to read everything in order of the chart, including paperbacks, everything.
Oh, man. You are going to have fun.
It may take me longer than just the summer,
No, you're gonna be reading for a while.
but I really want to attack it.
Hey Jess, here's a question for you. Here's a popular one that I'm sure you get almost daily. Do you think the Annihilation Omnibus will get a reprint, and can you find me one?
No and no.
You really think we won't get a reprint of Annihilation? I think Ultimate Collections is what we're gonna get.
I think you're right. I think they may redo it in trade paperback, but they don't seem to have a problem with letting things stay out of print. I mean, you would have thought that Ennis Punisher would have gotten a reprint, but they reprinted it in collected editions, right? Or am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Max.
Okay, so it's Marvel Knights that got reprinted.
No. Max got reprinted. Marvel Knights is the one that's out of print.
Okay. I get both of those confused all the time.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, same. But Marvel Knights run, which I heard it was okay.
Well, I liked them both, but no, yeah, Annihilation is the one I get asked about the most. That's overtaken Uncanny X-Force. That used to be the number one.
Everybody, how would you say on a monthly basis, how many times do you get somebody asking you for Annihilation? Maybe once or twice?
Yeah, at least. At least once or twice. And I'm not really that good at finding omnis. I'm better at finding waylettes, you know. I'm not that great on finding big, the big things. Although I have found them before, but I'm better off at finding weird things like Nightcrawler, The Winding Way, and The Devil Inside, and things like that.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, those are two really good books that got published, I think, back in the mid-2000s, all about Nightcrawler. And I think Peter M. is the one, Crushing Crisis is the one that turned me on to him.
Do you think we'll get an Uncanny X-Force Remender reprint? No. We've got Ultimate Collections now.
I agree.
And those are readily available. You can find those on Amazon.
Yeah.
Will the last Punisher Max complete collections be worth getting because Garth Ennis didn't do the last stories? I've heard, this is just what I've heard, that the Punisher Max floundered after Garth Ennis and then Jason Aaron took the ball and just crushed it. Just what I've heard.
Jason Aaron's Bullseye was the best Bullseye I ever read.
Really? I heard it's really messed up. Like he's got a family.
He's unbelievable in it. Jason Aaron it's unbelievable. It's incredibly, he's definitely a psychopath, sociopath. He really puts flesh on the bones of Bullseye.
Yeah.
That makes him utterly believable and unbelievably scary.
So he grounds him in reality.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check.
Oh yeah. It's really scary.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've been really wanting to read that. That's actually my my top whale right now, I guess you would call it. The Punisher Max by Jason Aaron Omnibus.
That's out of print?
Think so. I believe so.
Huh.
Let me see how much it's going for on eBay. Max Jason Aaron. I sold it a few months ago just for cash, but I regret selling it. But that stuff is going to get reprinted anyway in the Ultimate Collections that are coming out. Punisher Max Jason Aaron Omnibus.
Well, you're right. It's pricey on. Well, it's a little bit over cover on Amazon.
Yeah, there's a bid going on right now. It's got 4 days left, and it's already at $31.
Yeah, it's going for $118 new on Amazon, which isn't too bad for an out-of-print book.
No, it's not. Usually they go for a lot more.
Yeah.
For shits and giggles, let's see how much does Annihilation go for on Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Annihilation Omnibus.
I'm guessing $400.
Conquest is $99. Oh, you're in luck, Jess. You can get Annihilation plus Conquest for the very low price of $700. But the guy gave you the option of best offer.
Oh, this is on eBay?
Yeah, this is on eBay.
Let me see what it's going for on Amazon. Holy criminy.
Yeah, you get both books for $700. I mean, how do you feel about refinancing your home? That's ridiculous.
Annihilation Omnibus.
Oh, no, it gets better. You can get Annihilation plus Annihilation Conquest plus the Guardians of the Galaxy hardcover for the steal of $900.
Whoa. It's going for the low price on Amazon is $319 right now. And then it jumps to $450.
You can
Wow.
get one, you can get one from Canada for $300.
Hey. I can see what.
Don't pay $300 for an Annihilation Omnibus.
No, wait for the complete collections.
No hardcover is worth that. You can probably answer this one, Jess. You probably know more about the character than I do. I'm a big Iron Fist fan, and I've read a lot of stuff from the 70s and 80s. What do I read other than the Fraction run?
To be honest, I'm only caught up to the Fraction Brubaker run. I read a lot of them back in the 70s and 80s. I'm actually in the same boat. I don't know. I don't know current stuff as well. Sorry, I suck.
You should read the Power Man and Iron Fist series. That's fun. The one right now.
Oh, okay.
That's really fun.
I'll have to trade weight that.
Yeah, it's out in trades right now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really fun. I want to get X-Men Legacy Legion Omnibus. I want to get that too, the Legion Omnibus.
Oh, yeah. I heard awesome things about it. I can't wait to see the TV show, too.
Mm-hmm. That's this week.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Legion starts this Wednesday, I think.
And is that on FX?
Yes, which means that I'm gonna have to see it through other methods. Not there you go. That because I don't have cable.
Oh, you don't? Through other methods.
Yeah, I don't pay for cable for that reason. Are you gonna watch the Super Bowl today, Jess?
Fuck no! I hate Tom Brady.
I'm guessing your team didn't make it this year.
No, my team hasn't made it forever. But I think Tom Brady's a cheating bastard, and so's Bill Belichick, and I hate them all.
Oh, come on. But the wasn't all that deflated. It wasn't deflated all the way.
No, my gripe goes back to the 2001 Super Bowl when they completely cheated the St. Louis Rams out of it.
Oh, wow. You're going back.
Oh, yeah. I harbor grudges for a long time.
Somebody started the hashtag fuck Brady.
Yeah, good for you. I agree.
I want that Green Lantern hoodie.
Right on, man.
Excited that they announced the Runaways cast. That's something we're going to talk about today in the news show.
Oh, okay, good. That's a book I still need to read.
Yes, I know we talked about it last week in the news show, but just to bring it up, what do you think about the Ben Affleck stepping down as director?
Well, as long as they get a good script, and he's happy with the script, I think it's okay. Because as we said in the news, that's an awful lot to deal with. CGI and a superhero character directing that and being the star. He's not writing the script, is he?
Yeah, he is. He's working on it with Jeff Johns.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, so that's enough. I don't mind that he's not the director. As long as they get a good director and he does a good script, I think it'll be fine.
I think so too. I mean, I just can't see him like wearing the Batman outfit, trying to like run around.
Getting behind the camera.
It's like the lighting's not right. He shoots up to the ceiling trying to fix the lights and stuff. Man, that's such a pain.
There's a good question about Jack Kirby.
Your thoughts on Jack Kirby, the Commander you replay being released? What are your thoughts on him?
Well, Jack Kirby's the king.
Mm-hmm.
Commandy's kind of an out there character. Yes, I have enough life experience that I read Commandy back when it was coming out in singles, back in the 70s. So I do have a complete run of Commandy in singles, but The Last Boy on Earth, with animals in charge and everything, I thought it was great. He's definitely a visionary who never got his due. Stan Lee gets all the credit. Jack Kirby gets about a 25% of the credit he deserves.
To a certain extent, fuck Stan Lee.
Yeah, because Jack Kirby had just as much to do with all the Marvel stuff as Stan Lee did. I mean, he's the one that put Stan Lee's writing into pictures, and his artwork was groundbreaking at the time. He did it forever, and I don't know, was apparently a prince of a guy, and just got screwed by Marvel, and then he went over to DC, and I don't know that they treated him any better at DC, because I specifically remember, God bless Carmine Infantino as an artist, because he was great as an artist, but as an editor, he made Kirby erase all of Superman's, whenever he drew Superman, there was a look for Superman, so-called, and Carmine didn't like Jack Kirby's Superman, and so he had all of Jack Kirby's pencils erased and redone for Superman. Can you imagine doing that to Jack Kirby? Going in and erasing his faces and having another artist redo Superman's face? That's just
slap in the face.
Yeah, it's a punch to the gut, and he just never got the credit. He's a visionary, groundbreaking. Anything he did, I think, is awesome.
Yeah, Jack Kirby, man, he's one of those cases that, because of that time period, because of everything that went on, he got screwed over so bad by Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And not as many people talk about it. Everybody, the general comic fan base, that they haven't delved into a lot of the backstory of Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, all those guys back then. They're not aware just how much credit Stan Lee has taken for a lot of the work over the years. I mean, it's only recently that we started getting Jack Kirby's name put up on the Marvel movies. Like, that's only recently. It used to be just Stan Lee characters created by Stan Lee, and I'm like,
yeah,
and it's a damn shame. It's a real shame. It could be argued how much. Let's call it for what it is. For the most part, the Fantastic Four was Jack Kirby's baby.
I think so too.
That was all Jack. Stan Lee would come out with like a basic little outline. You'd say, okay, well, they're doing this, this, and this. Just go nuts. And Jack Kirby would be the one that he'd be like, okay, well, this is what's going to happen in this story. This character does this. This character does this. That's been a pretty well-known fact circling around the comic book industry for a long time. That was his baby. The Fantastic Four were his, not Stan Lee. They were his.
Yeah, and we get really crappy movies about the Fantastic Four when they should be really good movies.
I mean, we got The Incredibles. I think that's the closest we'll get to.
The Incredibles. That's a good one. That's really true.
The closest we're going to get to a good one.
Yeah, you're right.
I have a Planet Hulk hardcover, but it is missing its dust jacket. Is there any way I can get her dust jacket replaced, or do you have any ideas? We have somebody in the group, don't we?
Well, Kirk Kiefer used to do it, but he's moving to Japan. If you're in the group, you can PM Tim Benson. He works for Houchin Bindery, and I believe that they're doing that kind of stuff now. Anything that you want to get custom binds done are going to go straight to Houchin Bindery, because Kirk's just not going to be able to do it. He's going over to Japan to teach English.
Oh, good.
And yeah, and I don't Otherwise, he'd be the man. But he's getting out of the business. But he said that Houchin's taking over that kind of thing with design of custom jackets. So if you're in the group, hit up Tim Benson. And if you're not in the group, look up Houchin Bindery on the internet and get a hold of them.
And they do good work. Were they the ones that did your Green Lantern Corps collection?
Yeah. Yeah, Kirk designed the covers and put it all together and then sent it off to Houchin to get it bound.
That stuff is beautiful. How much did that run you?
That one ran me about $75 a book.
Not bad.
I got 4 books, and that was right after the prices went up. Before that, I got Blackest Night, Brightest Day, and Flashpoint all done for $50 a book, but then prices went up.
Somebody's asking us, who would you guys consider the modern day Kirby, but writer-wise, not artist? That's a good question.
Writer-wise, not artist.
That's a really good question.
Well,
you got to have that dual threat. He has to be a writer and an artist.
Wow, that is a good question.
Damn. Off the top of my head, and I wouldn't even say they're even close to the same ballpark. Maybe Sean Murphy? Maybe? Off the top of my head? Rick Remender? Maybe?
Excuse me. I guess so. Boy, I don't know. I don't know that you can.
You can't. You really.
Who's a modern day artist writer though that's like Kirby? I'm having trouble just. I mean, it's early enough, and I'm not downstairs in the back cave, so I can't really come up with artist writers that are really great.
Hickman was an artist.
Yeah. I like to think Morrison got some of his ideas from Commandy with some of the anthropomorphic animals.
And Hickman is not Hickman. Morrison is an artist as well.
Right. Yeah. If you've seen any of the deluxe editions of his stuff, he does draw out a lot of concepts.
I guess Morrison would probably be the closest one.
I think so too.
That was a really good question. Damn.
That was. Who came up with that question?
Oh, that was Harold Lauder, I think.
Oh, very good.
No, that was. Who would you? Yeah, it was Harold Lauder. That was a really good question. Oh, he's saying I meant just writer-wise, not artist-writer mix. Writer-wise, somebody that's on the same level as Kirby, Morrison. Same answer. I would say Morrison. Maybe Hickman.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, maybe Hickman. But Hickman, my issue with Hickman is that Hickman takes a long time to get to the actual plot, to get to the actual story. He sets up a lot of things. Have you read his East of West?
Oh, yeah. God, I love it.
Great, right?
Great art, great concept. The whole thing, I've read it several times. It's one of those ones you get more out of the more you read it. The more you read it, the more you get out of it, which to me is such a bonus. I love it when I have to go back to a book and just keep rereading it and get more. I hate to use this quote, such a cliche, but peeling back layers of the onion, but you really do on East to West. And I'm excited that there's a book 2 coming out now.
Oh, it looks gorgeous. I've seen the collected edition preview of it. Oh my gosh. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and end this because I'm hungry.
Well, thanks for having me.
You too. Thanks for being here, Jess. We're going to do the news show later today. I'll get in touch with you regarding the whole situation with my girls and everything like that, and I'll touch base and see what's going on. Okay?
Awesome. And then we can talk about when I'm going to rip apart Neil Adams.
Yeah. For those of you that me and Jess have a video planning that we're going to put out pretty soon, where it's basically just going to go on a rant for about 5-10 minutes on how bad Neil Adams coloring, and basically just a rant of Neil Adams.
I'm going to pull out my life experience and all my old comic books that have Neil Adams in it and show you just how bad the re-inking and recoloring is on the goddamn omnibus.
I think I'm just going to call it A Moment with Jess. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Have a good day, guys. For those of you that haven't, please follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Those are gonna be found in the description. And if you like this type of content, me and Jess do a weekly news show that's been really popular. The patrons seem to love it. You get that at the $5 level at patreon.com/hardcover reviews. You can find that in the description. Please check that out. That's how I'm able to keep this show alive, how I'm able to afford books, and how I'm able to keep the lights on. So, Jess, where can they find you?
Pretty much wherever they find you. I seem to be appearing on your show regularly now. So
You can't. Jess is a new co. He's basically the co-host of this channel now. He really is. Start paying him, guys. So Patreon, please.
I don't need money. I need books. I don't want money.
So pay him in books.
You can find me on Riley Moore's Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community page on Facebook.
All right, and that's going to be the end of it this week. Love you guys. I will see you during the week. I've got a lot of stuff coming out, including preview videos and things like that. Bye.